You lost to Gretchen Whitmer, not to bring up old stuff that's, I know, painful. I've lost 2 elections. I know it's just a really great feeling when people bring that up. But I'm still mad about you losing. And I'm mad at the people of Michigan. I know that's probably not fair because I know there are a bunch of wonderful people in Michigan. But how do you let that, I almost said something bad, how do you let that woman do that to you for years and then go reelect her overwhelmingly and pick a Democratic House and Senate in the state of Michigan? What's wrong with Michigan besides their football team?
Look, this happened across the country, but it definitely in Michigan, in other states as well. So I think as Republicans in general, we have to step back and say, why is this happening? How is this happening? What tools are they using with people to manipulate them into voting, or is it something else? And so that's what we're doing. We're unpacking that right now and saying, why is this happening? Why are we not effective with messaging? And truly, I think that part of it is that we aren't getting our message out. We aren't getting the voter context that we should be getting. There is not the ground game that the Democrats have. And that was a real argument against the RNC and some other folks. Why did we lose so many elections and what are we not doing? And that's something we have to figure out so that we can win in 24.
Have we figured it out? Because we lost Michigan, we lost Wisconsin, we lost Pennsylvania, we lost Minnesota. These are kind of critical states that we need if we want the presidency and other things. And it is March 16th of 2023. The clock is ticking. Have we figured out anything?
Well, this is a concern. And this is why when I talk to my donors, I've been telling them Republicans have historically thought that there was an off year and Democrats don't have an off year. They keep running the entire time. They keep making sure that people are putting money into their machine and they have their machine running. So for the Republicans that are out there, make sure you know this is a continuous process. This is now the business of elections and Democrats are beating us at it. We can't let that happen anymore.
Is it simple as ballot harvesting? Do they care more? Do they want it more? Because look, no matter what their get out the vote strategy is, people still have to vote, for the most part. People still have to vote, and they're still choosing these people over freedom. Why do you think that is?
There's a lot more going to, they're pinpointing what people's soft spots are. So they're finding out, and obviously abortion was a big winner for them. That was a big soft spot. And I like to explain it this way. For young women, when they're learning about their rights, they're learning about the woman's right to vote right next to the woman's right to choose. And we're kind of taught, you're in this club, defend this. And so that's a soft spot. They went after these young women and said, this right that women fought for you is going to be taken away. They're very good at that. We are not as good at that. We are taking these situations, these social issues. We're mad about it, but we're not messaging it the correct way. We're also not getting the mailings out to people. We're not getting into their phones. We're not getting into their social media. The tech geniuses on the left are doing a great job wiping us off the map.
Okay, let's talk about young women for a moment, because it's true they can't drive, but they generally do love their children. At least every woman I know does. So why is this something that resonates with a woman of any age? Now, I know I was stupid, but still, I couldn't imagine there being an age where I got some girl pregnant and thought, well, just murder the thing, who cares? Yet there's a lot of young women who feel that way. How's that possible?
So I really don't think that that's what they're thinking. I really believe that what it is most women are not going to use that choice anyway, but it's the idea that that's being taken away and the fact that it has been taught to them as this is a right of yours. You've been given this as a right. And like I said, there is for years in our public schools, I know because I went through a public school and I learned this the exact same way. You have certain rights. Women fought for these rights. We're all linked together in this world. And if somebody is going to take that away from you, it's not really that women are looking at this as I get to choose to get rid of my baby or not. It's just that idea of losing something. As someone explained it to me this way, they said, it's a lot easier to say, you don't want someone to take this away than offer them something new and try to get them to change. And so that I think was really effective. Somebody's trying to rob you of this. And I think that's going to be tough for the Democrats when they come after guns, because that's not an effective message to go to gun owners and say, we're going to take this away. And that's something that we need to look at as Republicans and say, how do we message correctly to make sure that people know exactly what the Democrats are trying to take from you?
What's this podcast of yours going to be about?
Well, as I traveled around the state of Michigan, I got to know so many awesome people that are, I hate to say this, Jesse, but way more awesome than you. So I would like to share them with the world. And so a lot of it is going to be bringing true life American stories to the podcast and letting people learn how great the country is, how awesome the people are, but also just diving deep into some of these topics and pulling it apart. We're really good at being outraged, but I want to kind of dissect things and discuss them and get away from outrage and more into knowledge and learning.
Tudor Dixon, the Tudor Dixon podcast, out in like 4 days. I hope you don't screw it up. Thanks, Tudor.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah.